we're in that silver lining right now. I mean, you've got 90 days where tariffs are down considerably, almost back to normal, if you want to call what we were being charged normal before. Um, but this is the time to now start shipping some products.
We help people with ideas get them to revenue.
All right, welcome to the update of a podcast that we did a few weeks ago in regards to tariffs. I'm Peter, Dan, and again, Sander. Welcome. This is a recap to a podcast. If you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it. A lot of people have, obviously, the topic of conversation is tariffs, the up and down nature of tariffs. Where have we been in tariffs and where are we now? One of you guys want to tackle that?
Like we said the first time, we have our own products that we bring to market. We did not panic during this crisis. We didn't panic because we just understand the nature of the landscape that we're playing in. So, just as we thought these tariffs weren't going to be long term, there was going to be some type of resolution. And here we are today. The negotiations have started. Tariffs have come down drastically as we expected them to. It's a 90-day window, essentially. I'm sure there'll be some back and forth negotiations, and both sides will settle on something,
Well, what do you guys feel the 90-day means? Like in terms of the hard stance going up to 145, or it was 245% for a few minutes. Then it went down to 145. So what does this 90-day pause mean, really, if you had to guess?
I suspect it's negotiations about what it is that will be tariffed. I mean, historically, we have applied tariffs by the product. So therefore, depending on what the product was, depending on whether or not that product is made in the U.S. anymore or ever was made in the U.S., tariffs are higher on those things. Tariffs, stuff that we don't make here and don't ever make and don't ever plan to make again here, they were lower, which made a lot more sense. So I have a feeling that those conversations are what's going to happen. It's a more measured response. It's more targeted specifically on their type of product.
Which overall sounds like what should be happening.
Historically, it's what we've always done.
Right. And this is like whenever there's an issue, there's always hopefully a silver lining, and we're in that silver lining right now. I mean, you've got 90 days where tariffs are down considerably, almost back to normal, if you want to call what we were being charged normal before. But this is the time to now start shipping some products out. It's convenient that it's right about the time right before summer when, shipments are at its least expensive. It's before the big holiday rush. So it just lines up perfectly right now. And, ourselves, we have how many containers coming over for our own products?
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yep.
And, we kind of waited a little bit. And here we are. We're going to take full advantage of getting those containers over here in the next, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yep. Yeah. So on that note, what are we trying to resolve here? Like with the tariff situation, are we bringing everything back, or is it just going to be some parts that are going to be coming back to the United States?
In terms of production, very little can move back to the United States. I mean, sadly, we don't have the infrastructure or the labor force to be able to execute most of the products that are made in China. They're too complicated. There's too many heterogeneous parts that go together. Factories over in the U.S. are more specialized in terms of a single process that they do. They're a stamping company, they are a casting company, and they don't potentially work hand in hand with each other. And most of the factories are built around military kind of margins.
Talked about this ad nauseum. The last time, we're still not going to be making products in the United States. I mean, it doesn't make sense right now. And again, silver lining to all of this is that Santa and his production team visited Asia last month. We're probably going back out in a couple more months, and we started new relationships with factories in Vietnam and Taiwan and
Cambodia. Yeah.
So that's the silver lining.
Right.
Now that we have other opportunities, again, to be clear, none of those areas are as good as what we have in China. So, hopefully, this hiccup or this little scare we had with tariffs will start to push some of these other countries to a point where they, can rise up to the level of manufacturing and quality that we currently get from China.
Cool. Well, I mean, if that's the update, that's, to me, it sounds like if you stopped moving forward. That's my advice to everybody. Is like, when you're in business, you can't stop moving forward. I don't care what political arenas you're in. It's not, those are for big companies. The majority of people who have their own businesses, you can't let these things stop you. You have to go forward. You have to find ways to be creative or to pivot maybe a little bit to your business or your core. But, again, for us, that's what we've always planned for. And I think this is where, I don't know if it was foresight or fortune, but, we've been diversifying where we make things over the last 5 years. So,
Look, and we do these podcasts to educate people, right?
yeah.
But I'll give us a shameless plug right now.
Mhm.
This is why you hire us.
Right.
We don't panic in these situations. We've again, like I say this a lot. We're older, and with that, we have a little bit more wisdom. And things like this, we always look at the opportunities versus the negative side of anything. Santa, yeah, that's something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that whole tariff situation, we looked at a lot of different possibilities for all of our customers, and we were working on our customers' projects and figuring out the best way to execute those products with the least amount of tariffs on them. And if that meant doing assembly in a third country, that's our responsibility to take care of that for our clients. And so that's the kind of thing that we were doing. That's why you hire us, and that's why you work with 52 is because we're going to help mitigate those in any way we possibly can make that happen. And we've got the relationships around the world to make that happen.
And
So,
most importantly, as we said, we have our own products. So we've already gone first.
Right.
We've already made the thousands of mistakes with our own products that we, learned from, and we make sure that those mistakes don't happen to you. So
Well,
we're kind of the guinea pigs.
no, well, and look at because the system's in place, so you've learned through it, and we've learned through it, and again, as long as the system's not broken, why would you try and change it? So anyway, I think that's our update. So again, carry on, move forward. That's the only advice I can give everybody out there is that, if you're trying to get a product idea to market, you are in very unique space, and I think it's super important to take advantage of all the things that are around you right now to move forward and get your own product out there. It's the only way.
For new clients, potentially new clients watching us, time is everything. This is a
Right.
good time right now. And for those clients that have production orders with us right now, again, timing is everything. This is now when we need to move.
Yep. Good. All right. Well, thank you for watching, listening. Please like us, share us, follow us. What else do I need to say, Michelle? All right. Shout out to us for more information about what we do here at 52 Lunch.